second weekend of SEC softball from Gainesville, Florida. Whenever Kentucky and Florida get together in any sport, it is a great old-school SEC rivalry. Tonight, they kick off a three-game series on the softball diamond from rainy KDC Schultz-Presley Stadium. Good evening. Kevin Brown, Amanda Scar. Player of the year in high school, Keagan Rothrock. And she strikes out Smith up and away, back-to-back whiffs. And if you didn't know what Keagan Rothrock was,
she was going to get a little bit something better to hit.
On 3-2, she will go down looking. Just the third time Erin Koffel has struck out this season.
To me, Rose Hutchins.
Back-to-back full counts and back-to-back strikeouts.
Her speed a little bit more, putting the ball in the dirt, using her legs.
Down she goes here, though, and it's 4 strikeouts to start the game as Jaden Vickers opens.
Except for the drop ball.
Wallace drills this one into right field. That ball cracked to the wall on a hop. Hit so hard that only a mere mortal wouldn't be able to turn that into a double. Skylar Wallace in the country, and with a very young Florida staff, too. Wallace with the lead at second. Another strikeout for Vickers at 2 in the opening inning. Falby and Erickson both go down. Driven. Trying to find the tendencies here in Vickers. And she'll bounce one to the right side and through. That's under the glove of the second baseman, Margaret Tobias. And on the 10th pitch, Corby Otis wins the battle. And the Gators draw first blood.
Out at bat for Corby Otis, especially after 2 strikeouts in this inning off of Vickers. Otis was determined to not go down striking out, puts the ball in play, finds a hole up the middle. And if you're Margaret Tobias, the second baseman for Kentucky, you have to do whatever it takes to try to keep that ball in the dirt, because Vickers has done a nice job in this inning against a challenging lineup.
Third straight full count, a base hit yanked through the right side by Kistler.
Catch your breath, kind of restart.
Walsh left field, that ball hit on a line right at Riley Smith, and so the Gators strand a pair but get a run. It's 1-0 Florida in a series opener. Stanford finished 7th in the SEC. 3-2 from Plotz into left field. Peyton Plotz, the first Kentucky batter not to strike out, and the first Wildcat single. Some power in the 5 spot. 8 home runs for Grace Lorsung, the Wildcat senior. And a big swing on the first pitch will stay on the infield. The shortstop, Skylar Wallace.
Task.
There's a throw to second base. A pinch runner, Donaldson, with a stolen base attempt. And she is cut down by the all-world catcher, Erickson. Wow.
Of her framing abilities, she does it so big back behind the plate.
And she'll hang on to strike 3 against Hamilton. 4th strikeout for Rothrock at first base today. And Brown demolishes one to left field. That ball is a gapper up against the wall near the World Series appearances. And with Ava Brown at the plate in the circle, Florida might just make it back there. A leadoff double for the freshman.
Impactful.
Freshman Kowalewski will swing through. Jaden Vickers, 3rd strike pitch. ERA was in the 5s in her career. Falby on the ground to shortstop. She's got electric speed, but Koffel throws her out all the same. Cleanly done by the tremendous senior shortstop, Erin Koffel, in a scoreless second.
Can make an impact on a game defensively.
8th pitch to Blanton, and a ground ball right through that drawn-in infield. Respect the speed of Blanton, play in, and batters. Rothrock for Tobias, 3-2. And that is only the 2nd walk of the season for Margaret Tobias, who waits out Keagan Rothrock. Big bunter. And she will square here, right back toward the circle. It's played by the 3rd baseman, Kowalewski, who throws it away into right field. And Kentucky ties the game. Blanton scores from 2nd. Tobias goes to 3rd. A rare miscue on the Florida infield, and this game is 1-1.
And it just seemed like it took Mia Williams a long time to get there. You see she's actually taking a couple of steps towards second base, and then as soon as she sees the bunt put down, she has to shift all of her momentum to go cover first on the bunt, and defensively.
Smith right back to the circle. Rothrock looks at third, gets the out at first. Well handled by the freshman Rothrock. 100 because of all the walks. And here comes number 10. Erin Koffel intentionally walked.
Right here, if it looks like a mistake, I'm swinging big.
Hutchins swings big, hits it through the left side and gives Kentucky the lead with a run-scoring single. They call her Clutch Hutch in Lexington. She delivers with a third-inning hit to put the Wildcats on top. Now the softball team's given up a couple. Bases loaded, and a called third strike as Rothrock throws a knee buckler to get Plotz looking. That's down in the zone. That is a called third strike. So Rothrock strands 3. Kentucky scores 2. An action-packed third has the Cats on top. The coaches and training staff members walk off the field under his own power. Skylar Wallace, every ball that comes off her bat seems harder than the last one.
The backstop and one of the best defenders in the country, and sits right there in the 3 spot in the order.
Wallace going again. This pitch is up and away. Jocelyn Erickson has the first Florida walk, and the Gators have the first 2 on in the third. The 60th pitch. Otis drills it up the middle. A base hit for Otis. Wallace will round third and come in standing. 2 at-bats and 2 run-scoring singles for Corby Otis.
And Corby Otis has now driven her in twice in this game, and let her go down and get this pitch. Changes her posture to be able to get her barrel down to that pitch. Not a bad pitch by Vickers, but just a good swing by Otis, who had mixed in a changeup would just be so important right about now.
The 3-2 is high. Kistler, second walk of the inning. Gators load the bases. A run in already.
Well, at second base, that will maybe make a slightly easier non-conference schedule.
Reagan Walsh in the left center field, and Reagan Walsh out of left center field. The junior Walsh breaks this game open in the third with a grand slam. And the Gators hit their second slam in 3 days.
And this swing is by Reagan Walsh. She just unleashes, thinking that she's got to get the inner half. She did. She is on time, gets her barrel there. It's about belt high. This is a player that hit 8 home runs all of last season, and now she already has 11.
Ava Brown now off the end of her bat, and there's the first out.
Sure is an upperclassman who has expectations.
Kowalewski in the right field. Cowabunga! 2 home runs in the inning, and the Gators are destroying Jordan Vickers here in the third. It is 7-2 on the freshman's 4th home run of the season. That'll be the end for Jaden Vickers, Amanda, after this swing left on left.
Another mistake, another hitter's count for Florida that they take advantage of. Their patience is really paying off 1 through 9. What a big bottom of the 3rd inning for Florida.
And Williams elevates a high pitch to center field. Mia Williams leads the building. The freshman hitting just 163. Torpedoes her 2nd home run in college.
Done their homework on these pitchers. Remember, Mia Williams is the first hitter that Langdon is facing, but they know the scouting report is going to be up in the zone with the rise ball. She gets her barrel there. She is anticipating a pitch that has upspin. She gets it. She does the elbow pump, getting down to first base. 3 home runs in this inning for the Gators.
8-2 Gators, 7 in the third. Here's Falby. Ninth batter of the inning for Florida. And Kendra Falby is out at first. Though you can see.
To me, these plays at first base just seem to be the most difficult to overturn. So as much as it does look like she's safe, what they
angle that one, and there it is.
And what they look for too.
Falby, elite runner at first. And Wallace is plunked. Shake out the right arm as Skylar Wallace reaches base for the 3rd time. The 11th batter of the inning. And a tight take, ball 4. Her 2nd walk of the inning. This is full of Gators. Otis, ground ball through the left side, another base hit. Falby is in, the ball bobbled out and left by Smith. That allows Wallace to score without a throw. It's 10-2 Florida. CC, 4th most in her lineup. Chance for one here, and that's a line drive to Koffel at short, who does get the out at 2nd. That officially ends a 1-hour-long 3rd inning. Going into the bottom of the 3rd, Carissa Hamilton on a 1-0 pitch against Keagan Rothrock will fly out to Falby in center.
Well, and you never know how a freshman is going to respond after a long. You're 6 outs away from winning, and you don't want Kentucky to get back into this game.
Right back to Rothrock. Squirrels under her legs. And Blanton is safe at first without a throw.
Mom giving pitching lessons, but also working with other people as well.
Left side, knocked down to 3rd by Kowalewski. No play at first. By the way, there is a pitch clock in the SEC this year. Can you imagine if we didn't have that? Oh, that ball, that could be an issue right there with the base runner Blanton crossing in front of the shortstop Wallace. Here's number 92. Smith puts it in play on the infield. Rothrock gets out of it, maintains the 8-run lead, and strands a pair. Gator offense back to the bats with Walsh when we return. 3-1 in the SEC, 27-4 overall. And Walsh unloading on another ball. This one playable in right for Plotz. 2 count here. Ava Brown right side. That ball hangs up for Plotz as well.
2008 at the World Series.
61 home runs, 3-time All-American in addition to the Florida staff. Strike 3, Lakatena gets Kowalewski looking. And they're going to have to get through Aaron Koffel and the 2-3-4 Kentucky hitters looking for another run rule victory.
This is where you still have to be careful if you're the freshman in the circle, because one swing takes the run rule off the table, at least for this half inning. Of course, you'd have a chance to score in the bottom of the 5th, but just an 8-run lead, and with a swing like Aaron Koffel, she could quickly turn things around.
One swing from the player who is often their one swinger. 13th in the country in home runs. This is a ground ball to short. Wallace, a deep pick in the throw to first for the out.
Great angle she took on that ground ball. Her footwork over the past couple of years at shortstop has gotten significantly better. Worked hard with Tim Walton. You see the angle that she took, her continue to move her feet and make that strong throw.
So Koffel 0 for 2 of the walk. Once more, Florida's kept her in check. Kentucky did take the lead with a 2-run 3rd. 2nd came home on Allie Hutchins' single. Bases were loaded with 1 out in that situation. And then Rothrock struck out Plotz and Lorson to strand the bases loaded. Kentucky has not scored since, and Florida's put up 9. It's their 18th game this season with 10 or more runs.
I think that you've seen Florida, too, in this game, just handle up in the zone against the Kentucky pitchers extremely well and hit it for power. You saw Lacatena come in, who was more down in the zone, the third pitcher that Florida saw in this game, and looked pretty good. But Florida clearly had a plan to be able to look for pitches that were up in the zone with the rise ball and handled it well. And we were looking at numbers coming into this series, Kevin. You and I were texting about it. How does Florida handle a rise ball? And as a team, they hit for the 7th best slugging percentage off of a rise ball. So they handle it well and can hit for power, and I think that's what we've seen in this game.
3 home runs in a 13-pitch span back in the 3rd inning. 100th pitch of the game from Rothrock is off the plate. 2-2 for Hutchins. By the way, Avery Gels has come into play first, and Reagan Walsh over to 3rd. Kowalewski replaced. Keagan Rothrock's 2-2. We'll have to wait. If you're waiting for Florida LSU baseball, we will get you there. The moment this game ends, Tom Hart, Kyle Peterson, Ben McDonald. Number 6 versus number 5. 2 more outs without a run. We'll get you there quickly. If Kentucky scores, this game will go into the bottom of the 5th. There are the defensive changes for the Gators, who shore up the corners. 3-2 now for Hutchins. Right field, this is Katie Kistler. And that could be the penultimate out.
The Rothrock has done a good job in maybe situations that don't always stick out to everybody, aka after that bottom of the 3rd inning, coming back out to the top of the 4th and being pretty efficient. And then also when your team gets you an 8-run lead and you have a chance to run rule, you want to go right at the hitters. You don't want to mess around. You don't want anybody getting on base. You still want to be able to get those outs. And that's something that you see a veteran do a lot, is just handle those situations with ease. But you don't always see it from a freshman. So just seeing different strengths of Rothrock at just such a young age, not just with her pitch velocity and her spin, but just with the way that she's handled different situations in this game.
0-2 is just outside to Peyton Plotz. That looked like a rare moment of breaking character from Rothrock.
Yeah.
1 out away from a 5-inning complete game, and Plotz stays alive. Keagan Rothrock has started 15 games. She has completed 11 of those 15 coming in, trying to make it 12 out of 16 tonight. 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. She's walked 2, struck out 6. Started this game with a statement, striking out Smith, the almost unstrikeoutable Koffel, and Hutchins in order in the 1st. A 1-2. Will end the game on a strikeout. It begins and ends with a K.